Okay, pasensya na po kung may naririnig pong aso, pasensya na po. So yun, the first thing that you're gonna do when it comes to the COC1 demonstration is to actually prepare. No? So labas naman siya sa 30 minutes yung pagpe-prepare natin ng COC1 demonstration. So that includes all of the tools, materials, and equipment that you're gonna use when you do the demonstration. So lahat ng props natin basically. So it is required for us to actually be realistic even on the demonstration part of our COC1 demos. So I mean to say that the task that you will be demonstrating, dapat may appropriate tools, materials, and equipment po tayong ginagamit while we are doing the said demonstration. Clear po yun?
Yes po.
So for example, you will be demonstrating on how to, for example lang, cookery and situ ka, ang core competency na pili mo is to prepare sandwiches, and yung learning outcome na inyong napili is about, for example, decorating sandwiches or yung pagbibuild, no, yung pagbubuo ng sandwich. So meron ka dapat talagang props ng ingredients of the sandwich. So meron kang tinapay, meron kang palaman, meron kang for example, BLT sandwich yan, meron kang bacon, meron kang lettuce, and the works, no. So maliban doon, napakahalaga din po is yung wearing of appropriate attire when it comes to the said demonstration. So I mean to say that when you do demonstrate a specific task and that specific task requires you, di ba po, requires you to wear appropriate personal protective equipment or just mere appropriate work clothes, while doing so, kailangan mo rin siya i-provide. So, especially, medyo big no-no siya at medyo malaki yung puntos, no, when it comes to qualifications that requires food handling. Yan. So, medyo critical siya na part pagka ang qualification mo is food handling, no? So that includes cookery, bread and pastry production, barista, bartending, yan. So may appropriate PPE po dyan, no? For para ma-eliminate yung cross-contamination, infection control in the works. So napakahalaga po nun. So you will be preparing for your COC1 demonstration. You will be given 10 minutes. So, kung di po natin na itatanong, COC1 demonstration is for 30 minutes. COC2 demonstration, which we will discuss next week, would be for 20 minutes. And you will be given 10 minutes to prepare for a total of 1 hour. So, the way the TM1 National Assessment works is you, for example, it is your turn to do the demonstration. You will do the said COC1 demonstration and immediately follow it by the COC2 demonstration. So, of course, you will be preparing for both instances, COC1 and COC2. And basically, parehas lang naman yung gagamitin mong gamit when it comes to that. No? Later, may discussion naman tayo on our meetings for COC2. So, don't worry about it for now. So, maliban po sa wearing of appropriate attire, PPE, and the necessary tools, materials, equipment, and other resources for your demonstration, it is critical for us to actually utilize the learning stations. So, dapat may nakapaskill po na competency-based training areas, which we will discuss hindi dito sa video na to, pero tomorrow, we will have another example then. And that example is a live demonstration po of kasi ito ay screen shared demonstration lang. So for tomorrow meron tayo live demonstration as well. So doon makikita nyo na yung assessment area niya or yung parang pinagpractice niyang area for the COC1 demonstration, may nakakalat na mga bond paper at nakasulat doon sa bond paper na yon ang 9 CPT areas. So ikakalat nyo siya, ipapaskill nyo siya sa mga pader. And you will utilize it as parang placeholder areas of your CBT area. So, alam na natin yung purpose, no? Sa maintain training facilities, na-discuss na natin yung purpose of each of the 9 CBT areas. So, you will utilize said areas when you use or you will do specific tasks. So of course, practical work area, dyan ang demonstration. Learning resource area, dyan nag-house yung ating mga modules. So pagka nagpapa-individual study ka, babanggitin mo that please proceed to the learning resource area for the etc. And the works, no? So maliban doon, we have to provide monitoring tools po kasi when it comes to the competency-based training. What that is one of the most essential parts of competency-based training, no? Yung monitoring tools natin. That includes the progress chart and the achievement chart. So you will utilize the achievement chart when basically your trainee has achievement. So if your trainee satisfactorily performed a specific task which you will do as part of your demonstration, you will let them do the task and you will provide feedback. So pagka ganun ang nangyari, once na may nagawa siyang task na satisfactorily performed, imo-monitor mo doon sa achievement chart. Si progress chart naman on the other hand, if meron siyang whole core competency or any competency na progress, no? So gagamitin natin siya during your or on the result of your institutional assessment. So ang nangyayari po during your COC1 demonstration talaga, lalapit tayo sa ating progress chart and achievement chart and we will simulate ticking para i-check natin. Uy, you are competent for this competency, check mark in the works, no? So yun ng mga necessary na need natin i-provide even we start, no? Before we start our COC1 demonstrations. So far okay po tayo. Wala po tayong katanungan. Sige. So of course, the very first part of the COC1 demonstration na part na siya ng 30 minutes would be the orientation, no? So orientation, two-prong siya. So yung pleasantries and the required part of the orientation, no? So parang familiarization of the whole competency-based training programs, the training center, ikaw bilang trainer, yung qualification na inyong ituturo, part siya ng orientation. So the other part of the orientation is what we call the pre-training assessment. So yan yung in-explain ko na rin po earlier on our meetings na you will let them have what we call the pre-training assessment tools that can be used by you as the trainer to gauge their current knowledge and skills as well as their own personal details and personalities that may affect, no, you and the training, the facilitation of the training. So doon hati yung day one. So before we further discuss the components of the COC1 demonstration, mag-play tayo ng video para guided tayo every step of the way. So please watch it with me. Okay. Good morning and welcome to Gemalin Manpower Training Center Incorporated here in Baras, Rizal. And welcome to Technical Drafting NC2. I will be your trainer, John Nicolay Di Concora. I have prepared the 9 CBT areas, the progress chart and achievement chart, as well as the training activity matrix. And the present day to all. So yun, as part of your COC1 demonstration, para mas ma-ensure mo na na-take mo yung requirement ng proper preparation of the tools, materials, equipment, as well as yung 9 CPT areas, progress chart, achievement chart, parang isang technique ko na lang din na ginagawa when it comes to that, would be actually verbally telling them, no, para marinig ng assessor na you have physically provided and prepared all of the necessary tools on materials, equipment, resources, progress chart, achievement chart, 9 CPT areas. Kasi it comes, for example, kung mapapansin nyo, no, honestly, on the COC1 demonstration, baka yung makita nyong assessor is not necessarily looking at you directly when you do the COC1 demonstration. But of course naman, they are equipped to handle such situations kahit di sila physically nakatingin sa inyo. So para ma-make sure mo na yung part na yon ng rubrics of the COC1 demonstration ay ma-translate din even hindi sila nakatingin sa'yo at maging confident ka na alam mong ginawa mo yon, verbally sabihin mo rin daw. So continue tayo on the salutations and pleasantries of the COC1 demonstration orientation. No? So yan naman talaga usually na nangyayari when it comes to the first day of the training sa orientation po.
Welcome to Gemalin Manpower Training Center Incorporated here in Baras, Rizal, and welcome to Technical Drafting NC2. Before anything else, I would like for you to answer what we call the pre-training assessment tool.
So immediately after the welcoming sa training center and sa qualification, ang naging parang technique or diskarte ko is to proceed with the pre-training assessment tools. This is a personal choice lang, hindi siya necessarily na it needs to be on this part of the whole demonstration, no, sa pinaka first part. Kasi ito, ginagawa ko siyang realistic in a sense na I will explain the context and purpose of the said pre-training assessment. So si characteristics would be for basically the characteristics of your learners. Malalaman mo yung kanilang age, preferences on the training learning styles. Pre-test is for the knowledge, current knowledge, and self-assessment checklist is for the skills of your would-be trainees na inyong malalaman during the orientation. So isa yon, no? 1 point kagad yun, yung explanation and pagpo-provide ng context on the pre-training assessment tools. So the second part would be the proper administration. So kung physical na nangyayari ang demonstration, which is i-discuss naman natin tomorrow yung other examples of the COC1 demonstration. Dito sa part na to, after you have explained the context and purpose of the pre-training assessment tools, may hawak ang papel. At yung papel po na hawak po ninyo ay iaabot nyo po sa inyong partner na magsisilbing inyong trainee for the said COC1 demonstration at i-act out po ng inyong partner na sasagutan po niya kunyari ang said COC1, ang said pre-training assessment tools na yan. Wait lang po. Sorry, where was I? So, i-act out niya yung pag-a-answer mismo ng pre-training assessment tools. So, pagkaabot mo ng papel sa kanya, si trainee mo kunyari ay may hawak-hawak na ballpen at sasagot kunyari ng pre-training assessment tools. As a good rule, when it comes to the whole COC1 and COC2 demonstration, whenever you are providing a task or activity sa inyong kausap na trainee or candidate sa COC2, always provide time duration for each of the activity. That would be a very good practice when you do become trainers and assessors. Okay, so let's continue.
This consists of the trainee's characteristics that you will be doing for 10 minutes, a pre-test for 20 minutes, and a self-assessment checklist for 10 minutes. Don't worry, this is just to gauge current knowledge and skills with regards to technical drafting and C2. So please answer this. Start with the trainee's characteristics and the pre-test. Next is the self-assessment checklist. Are you done? Okay. So with that, I will continue on welcoming you as well as the orientation for technical drafting and C2. So firstly, Gemalin Manpower Training Center Incorporated is located in Baras Rizal. It is a TESDA accredited
So as part of my technique for it to become realistic, in-skip ko yung results of the pre-training assessment at gagawin ko siya at the end of the day. Para, for example, nag-provide ako ng extra time para ma-check either ako bilang trainer or kahit ibang tao from the training center na mag-check mismo nung resulta nung sinagutan nilang pre-training assessment tool. So, hindi siya necessarily na ganun kailangan gawin. Pwede pong gawin na before you continue with the orientation, pag-explain at magbigay ng konteksto sa pre-training assessment tools, mag-administer at mag-provide na rin ng result. Para kasi yung madalas na nagiging problem dyan, yung results part ay nakakalimutan pagkatas ng orientation. Or, pwede din naman po na tapusin ang buong orientation bago magpa-explain at magbigay ng konteksto sa pre-training assessment tools, mag-administer at mag-provide ng result. Hindi po, sa part na ito hindi po mahalaga ang order or pagkakasunod-sunod. Ang mahalaga, magawa niyo po lahat. Okay? So let's continue on the demonstration.
the Training and Assessment Center that offers courses such as Domestic Work NC2, Electronic Products and Assembly Servicing NC2, and Technical Drafting NC2. Our mission is to provide high-quality training to enable our trainees. Ayan. To enable our trainees to be globally competitive and easily land a job. While our vision is to have an affiliation with recruitment agencies that will help us in facilitating the deployment of our graduates. So here at Gemalin Manpower Training Center, our technical drafting NC2 workshop layout consists of 9 CBT areas.
So as mentioned earlier on our discussions for the COC1 demonstration, the school background is not necessary when it comes to the rubrics of the demonstration. So wala siyang puntos po. Pero wag tanggalin. Kasi your demonstration would not be realistic kung hindi nyo siya ilalagay. But a simple 1 to 2 sentence about the school background will do. Okay? Let's continue.
We are here right now on our computer laboratory. Opposite opposite of the computer laboratory is the restrooms for both male and female, as well as the support service area. On our left is the institutional assessment area, which the institutional assessment will be conducted, and as well as the practical work area, which will the demonstration or the skill part of our learning will be will be there. Adjacent to that too is the trainer's resource area, which basically is the faculty room for technical drafting NC2, and which houses the CBLMs, the curriculum guides, and the training regulations that the trainer may use in order for them to conduct the learning sessions. So at the end of the hallway naman is the learning resource area, which basically all the resources are, and as well as the contextual learning area and the distance learning area for our knowledge-based learning. So here under TESDA and Gemalin.
So what I actually did there is to provide a facility tour ng learning stations ng technical drafting NC2 na hindi physical. So hindi po kasi necessary na pagka sinabing facility tour ay pupunta ka per area, paglalakad mo yung training mo per area at papalapitin mo dun sa mga papel. So parang i-explain mo lang yung layout ng facility. That's okay na po.
Manpower Training Center, as well as the Technical Drafting NC2 course, we use a training delivery of what we call the competency-based training. It is an approach that focuses on the competency development of the learner as the result of the training. So why do we use competency-based training? Because education and training must keep pace with the current technology and customer requirements. So under CBT, we have 10 principles. Firstly, the training is based on the curriculum.
So, ganun lang dapat kasimple i-explain yung competency-based training. No? Kasi ang mahalaga lang dito is this one, the 10 principles of the competency-based training, which na-explain ko na rin, no? Na the way we grade it is if you explain 3 of the 10 of the principles. So, kung mapapansin nyo, may dalawa naka-highlight dito sa specific na slide na to. Yan yung i-explain ko. Or I don't know kung dito kasi lahat in-explain ko ata. Pero ang gagawin nyo na lang, since 3 lang yung required na explain nyo na principles, 3 lang din yung explain nyo talaga. Pero you have to go through everything. So, babasahin the rest of the CBT principles po.
Develop from the competency standards. So basically, everything that we're gonna use or we're gonna learn here is from the what we call the competency standards written by TESDA. Next is learning is competency-based or modular in structure. So basically, you will be learning one module at a time. And sometimes there are particular modules that have a prerequisite. So basically, you have to be able to do the previous module or to learn the previous module in order for you to move on to the next. Number 3, training delivery is individualized and self-paced. So here at competency-based training, we believe the competency development of the learner as the result of the training should be individualized. It will be based on your trainee's characteristics, your learning styles, and other situations that you may or may not have. Number 4, training is based on work that must be performed, meaning to say that the training that you will be undergoing sa ating technical drafting NC2 should be at an industry standard. So what basically is available on the industry must be what is being taught dito sa ating training center. Number 5, training materials are directly related to the competency standards and the curriculum. So basically, all the required training materials as well as the training requirements that is based on the competency standards and the competency-based curriculum should be given to you. So we will cover all of the competency standards that you will be needing in order for you to become competent on that on technical drafting NC2. Number 6, assessment of learners is based in the collection of evidences of work performance based on industry or organizational required standards. So you will be assessed according to your personal development with regards to the training, the technical drafting NC2. So you will be assessed based on your current work performance as well as your current development and competence with regards to the training. Number 7, training is based on and of the job components. So basically, it will be better to have for you to have an industry immersion of what technical drafting NC2 really is about. Number 8, the system allows recognition of prior learning. I will assume that some of you have further or previous rather learning or competence with regards to technical drafting NC2, especially that this particular course is divided into 2 very different aspects or styles or progress on how to produce technical drafting drawings, which is on how to do it manually and how to do it using computer-aided design. Number 9, the system allows for learner to enter and exit programs at different times and levels and to receive an award for competencies attained at any point. So this is with in correlation with the principle number 3 that the training is individualized and self-paced. Meaning to say, you will be receiving an award for competencies that you are deemed competent enough, as well as there is a flexibility in our training. You don't really need to relearn stuff that you already learned, as long as it is on the standard of the training regulations. And number 10, all training programs are nationally accredited within the UTPAS or the Unified Tibet Program Registration and Accreditation System. This basically says that all training programs are this basically says that all training programs from from the very north of the Philippines up to the very south of the Philippines must be standardized.
So yun, I have discussed all of the CBT principles pala on my sample demonstration. But once again, I have to say ulit na you only have to explain 3 of them. And you can just read the rest of them. So under principle number 9, kung inyong narinig is that certain awards, you may receive an award at competencies attained at any point. That would be the results of the institutional assessment, and you will be provided with what we call the certificate of achievement. So kung mapapansin nyo, si CBT principles, it goes hand in hand with one another. Sabi ni principle number 2, the training is competency-based and modular in structure, meaning to say, ang pinagbabasihan ng inyong training ay yung abilidad at kakayanan ng isang trainee. So that goes hand in hand na in the event that some of the competencies are already competent na po, ang ating mga trainee, you don't really need to teach them ulit yung specific na competencies na yon. So that would be principle number 8. The training is, the system allows recognition of prior learning. And of course, nakalagay sa principle number 3 that the training is individualized and self-paced. So since competency-based po yung training natin under principle number 2, sari-sariling pacing po ng ating mga trainees ang masusunod when it comes to the full progress or process of the training. So ganun mo siya madaling i-explain eh. You can relate one CBT principle to another. And it goes hand in hand po. Kung babasahin nyo talaga yung mga principles na yan, mas madali siyang maaalala at ma-explain kung ano yung mismo konteksto ng each of the principle na yun. So that would be from what I can recall, 1.5 point po pagka tatlo yung na-explain ng CBT principle. Ito naman sa CBT process flow, kung na-explain natin ng maayos is, I think, kasi wala akong assessor's guide, meron lang ako access doon pagka nag-assessment ako. I think 1.5 point din po yung proper explanation of the CBT process flow. So those are the main points of the orientation part nung pagro-rubrics when it comes to the COC1 demonstration mismo. So yun yung mahalaga, once again, yung principles ng CBT tsaka itong process flow kung paano mo siya i-explain. Kasi doon mo mapapamalas or mapapakita sa inyong mga would-be assessors for TM1 kung naiintindihan nyo yung competency-based training. Pag kaya mong i-explain yung proseso niya dito sa flowchart na to. So makinig po muna ulit.
So we also have what we call the CBT process flow, which we will be discussing on how the process of CBT or competency-based training will be delivered. First, the trainee will enter the program. We're gonna have orientation just like what we are doing right now. Later, I will discuss my role as the trainer and your role as the trainee. And we will identify your training needs according to the results of what we call the pre-training assessment tools that you did earlier. And based on that identification of your training needs, we will organize the learning activities. Next, the trainee, will select a competency. We're going to have administer a learning agreement. I will introduce the competency-based learning materials that which we will be using to learn the competencies that is required in order for you to become competent on technical drafting and C2. And I will also discuss the use of the achievement chart and the progress chart. Now, after that, you will be receiving what we call the CBLM or the competency-based learning materials. It consists of learning packages, multimedia materials, manuals, observations, practicing of the skills in the workshop, and as well as receiving assistance and feedback. Now, if you feel confident enough to be able to do the task involved with the CBLM, you, the trainee, will attempt the task. And I, as the trainer, will observe your performance, and we will both rate your performance. If you are deemed if you satisfactorily perform the competency, you will undergo what we call the institutional assessment, undergo the national assessment, and exit the program. So you will be basically doing the institutional assessment for all competencies. And if you are competent na on all the competencies needed for the training of technical drafting and C2, you may undergo what we call the national assessment and exit the program. Now, in the event that you did not meet the standards and you did not satisfactorily perform the competency, you may always go back to the CBLM until such time that you are competent enough for that particular skill. Now,
So that's the way you will explain the CBT process flow, no? So that would be from start to finish lang naman. And the important part is yung pag-progress niya mismo. Kung paano nagsisimula from the orientation, and you will be given self-paced learning po basically yan until such time that you are kumbaga confident enough to attempt the task. So in the event that you did satisfactorily perform the task, you may undergo the institutional assessment. And pagka lahat po ng competencies ay nakapag-institutional assessment na po kayo and you are deemed competent for all instances, that's the time na makikita mo or marirealize ng training na you are already competent to undergo the national assessment. So parang in a way, may endorsement from the trainer in order for you or in order for the training to be effective. Kailangan ma-realize ni trainer that you're already capable and have the ability to perform all of the competencies within the specific qualification. So yun lang important part. You may peruse through the rest.
As your trainer, I will be facilitating your learning. I will mentor you on the skills related na learning natin. I will manage your learning activities, and even on your learning progresses, I will make myself available for consultation and evaluation of your training progresses. Now, as the trainer naman, you may select what you want to learn and when you want to learn it, however you want to learn it, as long as it is within reasonable time period. You will learn at your own rate within program guidelines. You may receive credit for what you already know through the use of the recognition of prior learning. You may choose how you want to learn, and you are also responsible on what and when to learn. Now, I will introduce what we call the competency-based learning materials package. So CBLMs is simply a well-designed and carefully developed learning materials that give trainees detailed instructions to guide them throughout the learning process. It may consist of media that contain information related to work requirement, learning that is guided towards the achieving the competency required in a workplace. It may be tools that facilitate the individual learning process, or instruments that measure the competency required in the workplace. It can be learning guides, assessment materials, workbooks with activities, tasks, and content, background, reading materials or documents, handouts, and other audiovisual materials, as well as industry competency standards. Here, technical drafting NC2 will be using 6 different types of learning materials, which consists of information sheets. Basically, here it is handouts of what the information that you may have to learn in order for you to progress on our training. Now, how after you read the information sheet, you will read after what we call the self-check. So you will check yourself if you really did acquire or learn the information written in the information sheet. You will assess your learning based on that information. You will be doing tasks too. So we use 3 different sheets for tasks. So first is the operation sheets, which basically is instructions for you to operate a certain equipment or machine. Na task sheet naman, on the other hand, is a sheet that has instructions for you to be able to do or demonstrate a particular task. And the job sheet naman, on the other hand, is an instructional sheet pa rin in order for you to do a particular output-based job or multiple tasks. And those different types of task sheets or instructional sheets, there is a performance criteria checklist that we will be using in order for you to gauge yourself, as well as me as your trainer. I will rate your performance based on that tasks. So under competency-based training, we have an adjectival evaluation system, which is competent and not yet competent. You will be assessed based on your competence to do a particular skill or a task. So it is adjectival in nature and not numerical. You will be assessed according to your attitude, skills, and knowledge. And for the second evaluation system naman, which is to be not yet competent, we emphasize on the word yet. So you will be given a reasonable amount of time to be able to be competent in a particular skill. So I will now introduce you to the qualification of technical drafting NC2. Under technical drafting NC2, we have a total of 10 competencies. Sorry, 14 competencies. So for basic, we have 4. Participate in workplace communication, working in a team environment, practicing career professionalism, practice occupational health and safety. Common competencies naman, we have to perform mensuration and calculation, interpret technical drawings and plans, apply quality standards, perform computer operations. And for the core competencies, we have drafting, architectural layouts and details, as well as preparing computer-aided drawings. Not included in the presentation is what we call the elective competencies for technical drafting NC2, which is to draft plumbing and sanitary layouts and details, draft structural layouts and details, draft electrical layouts and details, and lastly, draft mechanical layouts and details. Again, you will be assessed according to your attitude, your skills, and your knowledge. So here are now the pre-training assessment results. So according to these results,
So that would be the entirety of your day 1, no? Yung orientation part of the day 1. So the last part would be ito, yung pre-training assessment results. But on the orientation side, yun, kailangan mo lang makapag-provide ng proper overview of the training delivery, overview of the training center, and of course, the qualification. So, yan po ay totoo naman pong ginagawa yan, no? When it comes to the proper conduct and facilitation of the learning sessions. So, once again, ang mahalaga po dyan would be the CBT principles and the CBT process flow, but that doesn't mean that you will omit the rest of them. Then after that, nag-proceed sa results of the pre-training assessment. So before we continue on the pre-training assessment results, kung mapapansin po ninyo, hinati sa dalawa or for example, dalawa yung inyong trainees na may different situations no when it comes to the qualification. So yung isang trainee has prior knowledge on all of the other core competencies of the qualification, and it would be that it just so happens na ang core competency na pili mo, yun yung hindi pa niya kayang gawin na lang. Yan yung kwento po dyan. That way, you may skip all of the other core competencies and you can focus on the core competency that you chose for the portfolio in order for you to demonstrate that said core competency and specific learning outcome and content. Naintindihan po kung bakit ganun yung naging results ng pre-training assessment? Anybody before we continue? Guys, nakikinig po ba?
Yes, sir.
Naintindihan nyo na. And of course, other trainees would start on the training. That's why no prior knowledge yung iba. Let's continue.
Trainee number 1 has prior knowledge on drafting manually using drafting architectural layouts and details using manual drafting. So I will be asking for a certain proof or evidence with regards to that particular competence or the core competency for drafting architectural layouts and details. While si trainee number 2 naman po pala has no prior knowledge of technical drafting and C2. So for tomorrow, you will be beginning starting your learning development for technical drafting and C2. So see you then and see you tomorrow.
So that would be concluding the very first part of the COC1 demonstration, which is the orientation and the pre-training assessment. So kung mapapansin nyo po sa timeline natin sa baba ng video, kalahati na po kagad nung time duration, which is yun nga, sumobra ako 35 minutes. So napakahalaga kasi yan yung isa sa pinakamahalagang part ng COC1 demonstration talaga. Yung proper na pag-establish ng lahat ng mga overviews, concepts, ideas when it comes to competency-based training. Regardless of your qualification, napakahalaga pong establish lahat po yan. At luckily, pare-parehas naman po ang pagpaprovide ng mga concepts at ideas na yan regardless of your qualification. Kahit anong qualification po, pare-parehas po ang procedure natin on the orientation and the pre-training assessment. So this time, on the second part of your COC1 demonstration, you will be focusing on what we call the training proper. So this time around, you'll be focusing on the learning methods that you will use in order for your trainees to actually learn from you. So that methods na gagamitin natin are the same 4 methods na pinapagamit ko po sa inyo when you do the session plan. So ang ibig ko sabihin, kayo po ay magpapa-individual study, kayo po ay magle-lecture, kayo po ay magpe-play ng video, and lastly, kayo po ay magde-demonstration. Yun lang yung main idea sa buong second part of the COC1 demonstration. Kailangan mo lang gawin yung 4 na methods na yan na ating nilagay sa session plan. Clear po so far? And since that you have established a certain trainee that has prior knowledge to every other competencies of your qualification maliban dun sa core competency gusto mo talagang i-demonstrate, you will be focusing on that particular trainee para ma-implement mo yung all of those 4 methods using your chosen core competency na napili nga sa pagde-deliver. Nai-gets po? Guys, naintindihan po ba? So once again uulitin ko. Ang inyong gagawin ay 4 na methods. Pero kung naalala nyo po sa paggagawa nyo po ng inyong session plan, ang methods na yon ay hindi lang presentation, hindi lang practice, at hindi lang feedback. Meaning to say, each of the method gagawin nyo yung presentation, each of the method gagawin nyo yung practice, and the feedback. So kung nakalagay sa individual study, read information sheet. Sa practice, answer self-check. Sa feedback, compare answers to the answer key. Lahat yun ipapagawa mo sa trainee mo. Kung nakalagay sa demonstration, for presentation doon, nakalagay is observe demonstration on yung specific na i-demonstrate mo. Magde-demonstrate ka talaga of that specific task. So nakalagay sa practice doon, perform task sheet. Meaning to say, you will let your trainee perform the said task. So pagkatapos mong mag-demonstrate sa kanila, pina-observe mo sa kanila, sila naman ang pagagawin mo nung parehas na demonstration na yon. And ang nakalagay for feedback ng demonstration is to refer to performance criteria checklist. Meaning to say, you as the trainer will use the performance criteria checklist to provide feedback on your trainees demonstration. And since may performance criteria checklist kayong ginagamit during their demonstration, ang isi-simulate mo bilang trainer ay nag-fill up ng performance criteria checklist. Clear po yun? Guys, kahit thumbs up lang, nakikita ko po kung nagta-thumbs up naman eh. Mag-react lang po. Yes po, may nag-raise ng hand, tama po ba? Miss Cabrera, raise hand po yan or thumbs up?
Raisan po, sir. Tanong ko lang
Yes.
po, di ba po sa individual study, yun po yun nandun sa template 3. So, ang ilalagay po namin sa demonstration, kapag magpe-present ng PowerPoint, ibang information po ulit.
It could be the same. Sa PowerPoint presentation,
Yes po.
it could be the same. Kasi the way you will do the individual study as a method is magpo-provide ka lang ulit ng papel, ibibigay mo sa kanila and you will let them read it.
Okay po, thank you.
Pwedeng same information kasi same content lang naman po yun.
Okay po.
Okay. May questions pa po before we proceed? Excuse me. Sige. Observe natin kung paano ginawa yung 4 na methods.
So yun, welcome to Gemma Liman Power Training Center incorporated here in Baras Rizal. Welcome to our second day for technical drafting and C2. And before anything else, I would like to for you rather to fill up this attendance. So please. Okay, done na po. Okay, so we may continue. According to our training activity matrix, trainee number 1 has no prior knowledge with regards to technical drafting and C2. So he will be reading the very first information sheet on drafting architectural layouts, which is to understand symbols or architectural plans. While si trainee number 2 naman that has prior knowledge for technical drafting and C2, we will be focusing today on how to do basic geometry on AutoCAD.
So before doing the said 4 methods, di-divide lang natin yung ating mga trainees so that hindi naman magiging stagnant yung trainee mo with no prior knowledge. So, dyan papasok yung training activity matrix na pinrepare natin before tayo mag-start ng COC1 demonstration. Lalapit ka kunyari sa training activity matrix at doon mo titignan kung ano yung schedule for all instances ng inyong mga trainees. Yan din, coincidentally, yung training activity matrix na nasa pinakadulong part ng template number 3. Yun po yung purpose niyan, guys. Yung training activity matrix. Okay? Let's continue.
So, training number 1, please proceed to our contextual learning area and read on information sheet 1.1-1 and answer the self-check after. While si training number 2, please proceed to our computer laboratory and we will begin our lecture on preparing computer-aided drawings. So again, welcome to preparing computer-aided drawings. I will be a trainer, John Nicolay Di Gongora. We'll be focusing on the second core competency, which is to prepare computer-aided drawings. Again, you will be assessed later according to your attitude, knowledge, and skills. For today, we'll be focusing on the third learning outcome, which is to lay out and produce computer-aided drawings. And we will be focusing on the first learning content, which is how to draw basic geometry. So we're gonna have first, before the video presentation, please read on information sheet 2.3-1 for geometry. And after that, you may answer the self-check and compare your answers to the answer key. You will be given 10 minutes for that. Done na? Okay, did you sufficiently learn the topic?
So when you do individual study as the first method, you have to let them actually mag-provide ka sa kanila ng papel na kanila kunyaring babasahin talaga for the information sheet. At isimulate mo or rather ipasimulate mo sa inyong partner na inyong magiging trainee kunwari na siya talaga po ay nagbabasa ng information sheet, nag-a-answer kunyari siya ng self-check at kino-compare niya yung answer sa answer key before mo siyang kunin at mag-proceed sa next methods. Okay? So by the way, the next
Okay, not
method
yet.
would be either pwedeng mag-interchange ang video presentation and the lecture. So ang mahalaga lang po sa video presentation is for you to actually play a video with audio. It is not necessary for you to actually embed the said video on the PowerPoint or Canva presentation po ninyo. Pwede po kayong mag-alt tab para po may-play ninyo yung video nyo on a different tab, even on YouTube. Kung nasa YouTube yung play yung video, wala pong problema. Of course, it would be a good preference if your video na ipe-play or gagamitin is your own video. Napakahalaga po. Maganda po kung yun ang inyong gagawin. Pero kung mahirap, pwede naman din po na ang inyong gamiting video is from YouTube. Okay? Let's continue.
So don't worry, I will be providing a video presentation on basic geometry.
Hi guys, this is the second part of the to start drawing. If you level, that's a
So the way you will do this one, kapag nasa national assessment na po, is you will let the video play until the assessors for TM1, yung expert panel assessor, ay magsabi po na pwede na pong i-pause yung video or skip yung video entirely. Wag po ninyong i-stop yung video kagad hanggat di sinasabi ng mga assessors kasi may instances na kailangan talaga nilang makita yung laman ng video or may hindi ka pa nagagawa, like for example hindi mo pa na full screen tapos skip mo na kagad tapos Hindi ka nagpaalam, nag-return ka na kagad to another method. Usually naman yan, pag nakita na nilang nagpe-play, naka full screen at may audio, pinapa-skip na po nila yan. Pero wag na wag kayo mag-skip ng hindi sinasabi ng assessor. Okay? Naintindihan po yon? Okay. So yun lang po ang mahalaga on the video presentation. May play, ma-full screen, at marinig na may audio. Yun lang po ang mahalaga doon. Continue na tayo.
Okay, done na? Okay. So we will be continuing on the presentation on drawing basic geometry. So we will proceed on the lecture. Ayan. So first daw, let's draw a line. So remember that AutoCAD recognizes an object by its coordinates. So there are three types of coordinates or certain points.
I will not be focusing on the lecture. Ang mahalaga lang po sa lecture is kahit siguro mga 2 to 3 slides at pag-ubos lang kayo ng I think around 5 minutes for the lecture will do. Huwag nyo na po masyadong pagkahabaan kasi hindi naman po yung mismong laman ng lecture nyo ang ginegrade ng mga assessor or ang nire-rate nila. Ang nire-rate nila is if you do the lecture itself. So, of course, hindi naman lahat ng assessor for trainers methodology level 1 ay familiar sa inyong qualification. So, hindi sila ano dyan. Particular dyan. The mere fact that you used or utilized lecture as a method would suffice. So, tingnan natin kung ilang slides lang ginawa ko. Meron ako 1, 2, 3. Ay, wait lang. Saan ako nag-start? 21, di ba? 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 slides lang and yun, mga 4 minutes lang ako nagkaroon ng discussion. Ang mahalaga po once again is for you to utilize lecture as a method and not the lecture itself. Naintindihan po? Guys, before we continue, naintindihan po ba?
Yes, sir.
Certain enclosed space. So you may select what are the types of hatches that an enclosed space or an object should have. So there are particular types of hatches or poles. Yan po yung representation. On the right side naman, yung medyo demonstrating on how to do basic geometry using AutoCAD.
For this part, yung demonstration kung mapapansin po ninyo, ipa-flash ko sa screen yung screen ko ng AutoCAD. Meaning to say, yun yung way ko to actually let them know that I will be doing the demonstration talaga. So kung mapapansin nyo, AutoCAD po kasi is software for drafting at ang aking napiling content before is to draw basic geometry using AutoCAD. So magdo-drawing po talaga ako dyan. That will signify that you will do the demonstration talaga. So this is the part where you will use or utilize all of your necessary tools, materials, and equipment, including PPE if necessary, and you doing the demonstration po. So ako po kunyari yung demonstrate dito sa first part na to.
Now, you can actually locate the second point anywhere. But if you hit F8 for orthographic mode, you will be, so for rectangles,
Notice that when I do the demonstration, nagtuturo pa rin ako. Kasi when you let your trainers observe your demonstration, nagtuturo ka pa rin po. Nagpe-present ka nga, di ba? Dahil presentation siya as a method. So this part of the demonstration is you doing the said task. And the trainees will observe your performance of the task. So dito sa part na to, maganda na nakipag-usap ka pa rin sa kanila in order for you to actually teach them on how to do the said particular task or skill. Okay? Let's continue.
Naman daw, you should be able to identify only one representation or polylines, and you may also other types pa. Okay, good. Practical work area in. So those are basic geometry using AutoCAD. Are you ready for the demonstration? Okay.
So this time around, they will be doing the said demonstration and you as the trainer will observe their performance. So this time around, hindi ka na magsasalita. Mag-observe ka na lang sa performance ng kanilang demonstration.
If you are ready, you may proceed to the practical work area and do the demonstration. So first, you have to draw a line down. Okay, good. Draw a circle. Okay. Draw a rectangle. Hatch. Okay, good. According to your demonstration, you satisfactorily perform.
So yun, medyo dinalian ko na lang yung demonstration. No? So basically, your trainee or yung kapartner nyo during the said demonstration would repeat the task that you have performed. That's why napakahalaga po that your partner trainee is as the same qualification. You have the same qualification para at least may understanding siya kung ano talaga yung task na ipapagawa mo sa kanya. And in the event, ay magagawa niya ng maayos yung performance nung same task na yun. Mahalaga po kasi yun, guys. Okay? So yun, sinimulate ko na lang yung majority ng demonstration part para maka-move na ako dun sa feedback part of demonstration method. Mag-provide na po ako ng feedback dito sa part.
Perform the task. There is a certain minimal discrepancy on the dimension requirement of those shapes, but nonetheless, you perform it well, and I can now consider you to undergo the institutional assessment for.
So basically, you will provide feedback na sandwich method. You will do positive points first. State areas for improvement on that specific task and provide recommendation. But nonetheless, you will deem the said trainee para magprogreso yung COC1 demonstration nyo. You will deem the trainee satisfactorily perform the task and kumbaga ready na siya to undergo the institutional assessment. Para makapag-proceed kayo sa institutional assessment part of your COC1 demonstration. So yun yung third part. Maigsi na lang yun, institutional assessment. Observe na.
Tomorrow. So congratulations and be ready for an institutional assessment for tomorrow. Okay, welcome for another day in our training. Welcome to Gemalin Manpower Training Center. And as scheduled for today, training number 1 will be focusing on Information Sheet 2.3-1 and Information Sheet 2.3-2, which is to draw basic geometry or preparing computer-aided drawings. And si other training naman po are scheduled for an institutional assessment for computer-aided drawings. So, training number 2, are you ready for the institutional assessment? Okay. Our institutional assessment for today will be 3 hours for the demo.
So regardless of the assessment methods na experience natin when it comes to national assessment, institutional assessment is automatically ginagawa yan 3 methods. Demonstration, written exam, and lastly oral question. Laging 3 po yan. So basically, yung last part ng inyong COC1 demonstration is you kumbaga facilitating and conducting an institutional assessment on your trainee that signifies na that trainee is already satisfactorily performed all of the core competencies, including the one that you have just provided, or yung kanyang natutunan, kakatuto lang na core competency, and since na-cover na niya lahat ng core competency, ay pwede na siyang mag-undergo ng national assessment. So parang yun yung way mo to actually present that your trainee has undergone the whole process of the training. Nagprogreso siya. So yun, you will administer all three methods of the institutional assessment. Pakinggan natin.
Demonstration. With oral questioning, you will be given a specific instructions to the candidate in order for you to perform the said task, and you will be given 1 hour for the written exam. First, we're gonna have to do the written exam. Here is the post-test. Please answer it for 1 hour. Are you done? Okay. So next is, here is the specific instructions to the candidate. You will be demonstrating on how to do basic geometry, and you will be given 3 hours in order for you to do that. So please start. Done. Okay. So according to the results of your institutional assessment, firstly, sa ating written exam, you actually answered 85% of the questions.
Dito sa part na to guys, may mali akong ginawa. Ang nangyari, hindi ko pa nagagawa yung oral questioning as a method before ako mag-provide ng feedback. So dapat all of the institutional assessment methods ay ma-facilitate po natin before providing any feedback. So yan, i-correct ko naman yan, pakinggan niyo po.
Right. So that is actually a passing grade. And for the demonstration naman, you performed well naman on using the AutoCAD in order for you to be able to prepare drawings or architectural layouts and details. But there is a slight discrepancy on the dimensions. And before that, I will gonna have to ask questions po muna regarding the institutional assessment. So what is the the standard height of a door? Okay. How about a window? Okay. So yun, no? As I mentioned earlier, your demonstration is you did it satisfactorily. There is a certain discrepancy between the dimensions lang, but it is on a minimal discrepancy. So basically, it is a 1/8 of an inch, which will not be matter as well as it should have. And for your for your oral questioning, you did it well. You answered it correctly naman po. And based on that evidences, I consider you now competent for preparing computer-aided drawings. Since this is your last...
So once again, my mistake. So you have to facilitate all of the assessment methods muna, including oral questioning, before you provide any feedback whatsoever. Klaro po yun? Anybody? Para matapos na tayo, konti na lang po ito. Sumagot po. So yun, ang mangyayari dyan, since nakapag-undergo na siya ng institutional assessment for the last core competency, na hindi pa siya competent, at makikita dito, through the use of the progress chart, ito yung part na lalapit ka doon sa progress chart na pinaskill mo sa inyong COC1 demonstration, i-check mark mo yung core competency kakatapos lang niya ng institutional assessment, at kunyari doon mo marirealize na yun na lang pala ang kulang ni trainee mo. Lahat pala ng core competencies or lahat rather ng competencies ay na-cover na niya. So basically, tapos na siya sa training. Competent na siya sa lahat ng competencies, pwede na siya mag-undergo ng national assessment. Papakita mo kasi na you will use progress chart as a tool in order for you to know their progress. That's why you will utilize progress chart as a tool. At dun mo kunyari nga marirealize na yun. Tapos na si training, pwede na siyang mag-exit ng program.
Last core competency, you will be finishing up the whole technical drafting NC2 course. I will just first tick it on your progress chart. Ayan. Okay. Since this is your last, again, core competency that you need in order for you to pass or to end your training session for technical drafting NC2, you can now undergo the national assessment. Congratulations po.
And the very last part of the COC1 demonstration would be the evaluation. So you will let your trainees fill up that training session evaluation form to further improve the training program itself. Ganon siya. And of course, you will explain the purpose of the said training session evaluation form. Pakinggan natin. And that would be the last part.
And I hope you do well on your national assessment. But before you leave, please answer this training session evaluation form in order for us to further improve, first of all, me as your trainer, to improve my training. Next is your training facilities, the training resources, and as well as the staff, training staff and administration of this school. So thank you. And once again, congratulations on your learning progress for technical drafting NC2. And I hope that you will do well on your national assessment.